Hello and welcome to Game Time, the podcast second edition, special edition that is for the Africa Cup of Nations tournament, which is currently taking place in Ivory Coast. And oh, what a night last night, that is when Namibia played Tunisia in the first match of the Group E games. We'll talk about that later. But today I have a special guest on the podcast, Isack Hamata. They call him the walking encyclopedia of Namibian football. Isack, good morning and welcome back.
Good morning, Marco. Good morning to your viewers. It's indeed a pleasure. It's a good day to be a Namibian.
The president yesterday tweeted and said he's the happiest Namibian.
How does he know?
I don't know how he measured his happiness against mine, because mine was even on another level. No. But anyway, thank you for coming through, and we hope to have a lovely time with you. The Africa Cup of Nations is up and running in Ivory Coast. What is your assessment of the whole tournament so far?
So far, a very good tournament. It's a tournament for the so-called minnows, and already we are ruffling feathers. The world is taking note of countries that were once written off as has-beens or never having a chance to do anything. The big nations of Africa are being rattled. You are seeing squabbles in the hotel rooms, coaches wanting to be beaten up by supporters because of what smaller nations are doing. That's what you want in a tournament. You do not want a very predictable tournament where we already know who is going to be the winner at the end of the day. Even in the groups now, we came out with our fixed mindsets that from this group, these two teams will go out to the knockout stages. The things look contrary to what we have been expecting or predicting. So, and that is what makes it exciting. Up to our match last night, I think nobody gave us a chance. We showed people otherwise, and we're looking forward to great encounters as the tournament proceeds.
Yeah, you are saying that ruffling feathers. Has anyone ruffled your feather besides Namibia? Any other team that ruffled your feathers?
Not mine, but Ghana's feathers were ruffled by Cape Verde, and that's their approach.
Cape Verde does that all the time.
They do it, but you don't. You see, when you look at the reviews and the previews, they don't seem to learn. People don't seem to learn that other people have come of age. The people who know football better than us will always tell you Ghana is a stronger nation than Cape Verde, but they always come out to surprise. I felt a bit bad for our friends, the Gambia, because they are being coached by a former national coach of Namibia for that reason, and obviously that's the history that keeps us together. I thought they would do better because they did well in the previous edition, went to the quarterfinals, and you would have expected them to do much better, but they started off with a loss. But generally it's a good competition. Even those that lost put up a good showing. There were a couple of draws. Nigeria were held to a draw. They came into the tournament highly rated, highly favored, but so far they just got a draw. Cameroon also, that's a team second from Namibia. I don't want to talk about second from Namibia. It's a team I've been following since 1990. Yeah, they too. See, when you follow what their supporters are saying, follow their official pages on social media, people are just not happy about what they've done so far.
I mean, people will not be happy. There's so much squabbles coming out of the Cameroonian dressing room, but we'll talk about that some other day. The standard of officiating, what would you say about it?
Look, I've never been a proponent of VAR. I've never been, but so far it has worked well. It just delays the celebrations, it delays the momentum, and so on. I may be the only person in the world that will never support VAR. You see, you must live with the moment. If it's an offside, it's not flagged as an offside. Forget about it. It's for football. But now, if the game stops, you must wait until the ball is declared a goal, and then you must re-celebrate. I don't like that in football. It's gone, man. But it helps to provide sanity to football. There's clarity. You are not going to debate about whether the goal was in or not. The Algerian goal, for instance, the goal that has never been, the most spectacular goal of AFCON that would never be counted. You will never find a goal like that. But VAR came to just say no, it's not a goal.
Okay, we'll pack that one as well. We'll talk about it some other time. Now, taking a look at the Brave Warriors last night. Oh man, what a night!
What a night! There's a song. Game. Oh, what a night! It's a song of the 80s or the 70s. Yeah. It comes in very handy today. Yeah, they don't know it.
What a night! You know it?
Yeah.
You clap too much, you.
Yeah? So that song fits the situation. Oh, what a night. Have you ever seen a person jumping as high as possible in elation and going on his knees at the same time, thanking God for this victory. You would never see a person like that. That was me last night, doing two things at the same time.
Where were you going?
I was just jumping in excitement and also thanking God on my knees at the same time. It's like watching yourself. It's like you yourself standing at the pavement, seeing yourself driving the most expensive car.
Yeah, that was an epic night. But let's go through the game. First minute, the first chance of the game, it came against us. It was a header, and Lloyd Gadapa did well to save it. What were your thoughts in the first 5 minutes of the match?
Look, I can tell you, I've been watching that match in bits and pieces. I watch, I switch off, I go, I come back, I watch. I was very stressed. The whole of yesterday, I had my only meal last night after the match, and it was just bread and tea. I couldn't take in any other thing because I was so stressed. And when I stress like that, I know we put up a good show. Maybe they must pay me for that. But yes, it was so stressful. But I believed in Gadapa. You know, he's playing for his position at Chiban Pengesi.
Yes.
He's not just playing for the national team. He's playing to show those guys, you have removed me from number 2. You have relegated me to number 3. I'm showing you here, I'm in my country. This is how much they trust me. And I'm going to take out the best. And he was really, besides Dion Hoto being the man of the match, I think for many of us, if he had gotten man of the match, we would not have any dispute about it. He was marvelous between the sticks.
So would you say the technical team, you did well by playing him?
Yes, who else could they have played? There are other goalkeepers, of course, but he in training, in preparation, he came out tops. And obviously, the coach was also protecting others, particularly Maova, who did not have a good, I think, a COSAFA Cup. Yeah, so you want to protect your players. Would Maova have had those similar reflex saves? We don't know because he was not in goals. But for the sake of his own sanity, he was protected from, and Gadapa just showed through the practice games that he deserved the number 1 jersey on the night, and he really showed why.
And as the match progressed, we started creating chances, missed a number of them. Peter Shalulile, I think 2 times. Dion Hoto also 2 times. There was a shot, I think it was by one of the midfielders there, a rebound, then he shot directly at the goalkeeper. How were you feeling when you saw those things happening?
You see, that's you are praying for the boys to score, and you see the opportunity coming, and obviously the expletives that you hear people say, and you are saying next time, boys, next time, and the next time came again. Peter actually had 3 opportunities. Yeah, the one was just stopped off the line by
yes.
Yeah, so. It's next time, because you are a Namibian, you are supporting the team, you are saying next time, and eventually next time happened to be real.
Yeah, and then that beautiful moment that came through, Bethuel Mudeu wins the ball, he fights for the ball. It was a set piece, came through, wins the ball, puts in a beautiful cross, and Dion Hoto at the end of it rattles the net, and the celebration, your celebration, the team celebration, the coach's celebration, the fan celebration. That moment, how would you describe it? Maybe in 2 words.
I don't know what word to use, but ecstatic would perhaps be the most appropriate word. And let's just go.
Word?
No, just one word. Then let's go back to that. It's a corner kick.
Yes.
It was cleared sort of.
Yeah.
Mudeu had to chase after that ball. Another player or in another situation, somebody else would have left that ball. But he went and he chased after it. He was followed by a defender. He showed him the number, and he put in that brilliant cross. Had he not had the foresight of chasing after that ball, because in many situations you would have watched other national teams, other club matches, even top league, that was going to be a dead ball. It was cleared, it's a throw in. But this guy chased it, stopped it off the line, showed the other guy the number, typical Namibian, and he squared in that cross for Dion Hoto. And I'm so thankful to God and everybody else who made it possible that it was Dion Hoto.
He had been getting a lot of slack.
Yeah, it was Dion Hoto, and not even Peter Shalulile. Peter will get his goal. He will get it. Now or later he will get it. The fact that it was, we were saying, this guy plays as a defender for Pirates and all of these things. And here he was at the right moment, right time, right header. He didn't even use his foot. He used his head. It shows you the versatility that is in him. that you could play as a defender and you could play as a striker, and that is what your strongest players are made of. They are made of living up to situations and the expectations that the situation demands. The coach at the national team knows to play him as a striker. The coach at Pirates knows to play him as a winger or as a defender, because he rises up to the occasion. Wherever he's played, he's trusted.
Yeah, so you need players like that, big game players who can adapt and adjust at any given moment.
And it's a single touch. He may have been awful. He may have been awful during the 88 minutes. He did well, but he may have been awful. But that brilliant moment of brilliance, just to put his head, and I like that he beat that offside trap. I know there was a debate about whether he was offside or not.
But I think VAR should have looked. If there was an offside, VAR would have called it.
No, but yeah, you could. He just a split second, he beat the number 7 defender of Tunisia, the captain.
Yes.
You know, by the way, all of the previous captains of Tunisia won number 7. This one too was a number 7. He's the 8th captain to wear number 7. So just a bit of history. So
encyclopedia.
so he was beaten. He's going to be the worst number 7 of the lot and captain. Because he was now blaming. I don't know. You could have seen his movement. He was blaming somebody. Yes. But he was the last man he was supposed to watch. But Dion was smart. You need some street smartness also. Besides game smartness and tactical awareness and everything, you need to be a chochi in the field of play. And that's what Dion. He positioned himself very well, expected that cross from Ndlovu, and 1-0. And the other thing, Marco, that goal came also at the most opportune time. Had we scored earlier,
it would have been problem.
We were going to be beaten 4-1 or something. So we deflated those guys at the right moment with only 2 minutes left. They were still fighting each other, wondering. And by the time they got the answer, the game was over.
All right, going forward, South Africa lost. Mali won. What does this say to the group in our group E? What does it say about the group? Now the dynamics have changed now, because Namibia was supposed to be the donator of points to all the other teams. Now the other teams are looking at Namibia and saying that is the team to beat.
You know, I was following the football, the post-match analysis on a TV station, which name I won't mention, but they were South Africans.
Yeah.
And all of them were stunned, including Sundowns coach, former national coach Pitso Mosimane, and the other studio audiences, analysts were saying, guys, what just happened here? What just happened here? Dynamics have changed. We are under pressure.
They were feeling it.
Yeah, they were feeling that they
are feeling it in studio in South Africa. What about
the people at home?
Ivory Coast.
Yeah.
The team in Ivory Coast.
Team in Ivory Coast and the people at home.
Yeah.
And the pressure told. As soon as Bafana stepped in, you could see they were not themselves. They had an opportunity of a penalty which they fluffed. Pesitau, if he had scored, maybe they would have won, and they would have dominated the match. But they had glimpses of domination, and they struggled. And the Malians, all they used was their experience. They had that shot, number 10, just making stupid runs until the right moments, and they got their goals. And unfortunately, you see, big game management is an issue. If you come in cocky, you think you will beat people, and you don't respect everybody. And that's typical of Bafana in South Africa. They don't respect maybe you don't have to respect them, but take note that these guys are not there by fluke. Mali is one of your strongest teams in Africa.
All right, Sunday we are facing Bafana. They are wounded. Will they still be shocked? I don't know, but we are facing them after that 2-0 defeat. What goes on? What should happen?
Look, they I think now already, or last night already in the cloakroom, Bruce would have spoken to them, shouted at them, and they would have forgotten the 2-0 defeat. They are now facing Namibia. If they don't get a result against us, Tunisia is also wounded with their meeting in the last match. So they must come out alive against us, a draw or a victory. We won't just give it to them like that, because we are avenging our 1998 4-1 defeat. So it's all up for the taking. Both us and them are saying, guys, we have our first 3 points, first victory. Let's tell the world that it is not a fluke. It is not that Tunisia was better, we were good. So against Bafana, we put up another superior showing to make sure that the world now really takes notice of Namibia. And we can't go in there worrying about our first victory. Even Colin Benjamin should have told his players, forget about it. Celebrate in this dressing room. When you go home, you go to the training field. Now they are at the training field already. They are warming down, and they must prepare for the Sunday game. So it's going to be one of the biggest games of this AFCON. It's the neighbors. They tell us they are our big brothers. We show them, okay, a small brother can also beat big brother. Yeah.
So would you say Group E is the most exciting group or intriguing group in terms of the dynamics right now in the tournament?
So far, because it's us, we feel it. It's in us, and that's what we're going to follow keenly. It is the most dynamic, most intriguing group, and it's. I like how they were shocked. You should have seen people shocked. Their expressions shocking, and that's what you want going into the next match. So I think it's going to be one of those best matches.
All right, keep your eyes on Group E, and Group E is E for excitement. Today, that is on Wednesday, we are seeing Morocco facing Tanzania, and the next match is DRC versus Congo, a Southern African derby, if you may put it that way.
What's your second match?
It's DRC versus Zambia.
Oh, versus Zambia.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one is going to be more exciting than the Tanzania-Morocco one. Tanzania, yes, but we don't follow that much. But they are some of the strongest teams, younger in the Champions League. Simba.
This is their second or third successive AFCON.
Yeah, but they have never done anything. They are among those that have never won. So we are out of that group now. You say there were 10, maybe just for some context. There were 10 African countries that have participated in the Nations Cup over the years. We now are out of our group because we won yesterday, so there are 9 left. Of the 9, 4, Tanzania, Guinea-Bissau, Mauritania, there's a fourth one that are still in the tournament. And they have not won it. Okay. So hopefully with the remaining 2 group matches.
So would you say Tanzania should beat Morocco?
Yeah, for the sake of just creating excitement, turning the tables upside down. They have, like I said, some of the strongest teams on the continent. And I'm sure some of those players are in the national team. Hopefully they can stage an upset against Morocco. But Morocco is our standard bearer when it comes to the World Cup. They have gone as far as possible out of the group in the semi-finals. So they will want to bring that experience to the Nations Cup. But we have seen with Tunisia, they also were there, but they didn't show. Maybe they can show it against others.
Not against us.
Yeah.
All right, that was it. That is for the show for today. Just taking a look at the Brave Warriors' victory, and I hope that you're following them. Let's keep supporting the boys. Let's keep making sure that we pray for them as well to make sure that they win the tournament. And then we get a holiday, because the president actually promised us a holiday if the team wins the tournament, and we are looking forward to that particular holiday. It will be a holiday with a difference. My name is Marco. Thank you very much for joining us. See you next time.